Yep.
Okay. Should I,
Share your screen and then admit everybody.
how do you see where people are sitting when you're sharing your screen to admit them? Let me see.
Go to
It should
participants.
pop up at the
Oh, there we
very,
go. Okay. It's
yeah.
popped up on a different window. And then go ahead and admit them.
Yep, we can let
Okay.
them. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. So just to make sure everybody's in the right place, our Seesaw team today will be giving you a sneak peek of some of our new and upcoming features for the 2024-25 school year. So as you are joining us, we would love to see who we have with us today. So in the chat, we would love it if you can introduce yourself. So just drop in your name and what your role is and your specific school or district. And we'll give everybody just, a minute or so to join. Hi, Shelly. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. All right, Shelly, you teach elementary. Great. Hi, Stephanie. Good to have you here. Great. Hi, Ron. Welcome. If you're just joining us, make sure that in the chat you introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what your role is, and what specific district within Iowa you work for. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Angie. Welcome, welcome. And we'll get started in about 30 seconds. We just want to make sure that everyone has a chance to join us. Just a few housekeeping things while we are waiting. This session is being recorded, so we will be sharing the link to the recording after the session processes. Usually that takes maybe a couple of hours. Also, we will be sharing a slide deck for you to reference as well. So if there's anyone that you would like to share this information with, you will have that information to share. As you all have, I see you all have found the chat as you're introducing yourself. But if you have any questions, feedback, reactions, please make sure you drop that information in the chat. Hi, Shannon. Hi, chat. Welcome. All right. We are going to go ahead and get started to ensure that we can cover everything today. So our Seesaw team is excited to be sharing some of our new updates and features that are coming for the 2024 school year. So we know who we have with us. So let's go ahead and begin with some introductions of who you have on the Seesaw team joining us. So I am Mia. Hello, everybody. I am an instructional partner with Seesaw. So I support districts in your state in terms of best practices for implementing Seesaw for teaching and learning in the classroom. I am a former educator. I taught kindergarten for 10 years in the Chicago public schools, where I'm still located in Chicago. So it is great to be here with everyone. And I'm going to briefly introduce our Seesaw team. So joining us today, we have Andrew. He is a customer success manager with Seesaw, and he works closely with Stacy to provide whatever you need. He is your right-hand man. We are also joined by Emily Hanna. She is a teaching and learning specialist here at Seesaw. She will be sharing some of the upcoming features. We also have Jordan Nimmers joining us, who is a regional partnership manager. And finally, we have Emily Voigtlander with us, who is our lead product manager. So that is our Seesaw team. We're happy to be here with you. I'm going to actually turn it over to Andrew, and he's going to go through our agenda for today.
Thank you, Mia, and welcome everyone. We're so glad you're here to join us to look back on the Iowa AEA and Seesaw partnership, as well as look forward into what's coming soon. We'll do a quick recap of the partnership. Stacy and I will do that. Then we'll look at what's new in Seesaw since the partnership began in 2020-21 before going forward into what's coming to Seesaw in 2024. Lots of exciting enhancements. You'll see just a sneak peek here, but we'll have a lot more to show. Emily will do a great job outlining all the exciting features to come, and we'll be diving in shortly. With that, I do want to hand it over to Stacy to give a quick little intro on behalf of the AEA org. Oh, and I think you're on mute, Stacy. And while she's on mute, just want to say, as you can, as many of you know, we've had this partnership since 2021, and it's continued to grow and expand across Iowa to provide Seesaw across many districts across the state.
Sorry, Stacy, I'm trying to figure out how to.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to welcome everyone and thank everybody for attending. And this partnership started 4 years ago at just Grantwood, and then we grew statewide. And now, like this numbers say, there's a lot of our districts and students in the state benefiting from Seesaw. One of the things that I do just want to highlight with the Seesaw team is their responsiveness to set up for districts. They've been valued partners for our districts as well as our consultants. One of the things, as the product has evolved and grown, they've been great partners with our computer science initiative. We actually had some of our consultants on an advisory team with them as those lessons were being developed. So input from our team, as well as the educators that we serve, that feedback they've really responded to, and you'll see that with some of the new features that are coming into Seesaw. So I just want to thank them for their partnership, and I'm excited for them to share what's up and coming in the future. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Stacy. Stacy and the entire AEA team have been really a pleasure to partner with, and we're excited to continue partnering moving forward. As Stacy mentioned, we've had a great time working with the digital consultants to build out the computer science collection. We even have a case study on our website outlining that process to build out the computer science content. We'll be sharing that out later here today. We also have had a lot of support from all of you and so many teachers, educators, administrators across Iowa, including 750 Seesaw community members. That's across our Pioneer Program, Ambassador Program, Certified Educators. And we want to give a huge shout out to anyone on the call that's part of the Seesaw community. And if you are in the Seesaw community, feel free to throw your name in the chat and which community you're a part of. And thank you so much for the partnership with that. We do want to reflect a little bit backwards on everything that's new in Seesaw since 2021 began. We'll look at both the curriculum side and the product side. On the curriculum front, we launched an entire supplemental curriculum offering with standards aligned lessons. Those are for grades PK through 5, really focus on 2 key areas that we know are crucial for Iowa educators, those being early literacy content aligned to the science of reading, computer science curriculum. So that's been a huge key addition, and we've seen tons of Iowa districts really adopt the Seesaw library early and often as it continues to grow and expand on a continual basis. We've also continued to update our alignment tool so that it's easy to find those standards aligned lessons that align to what you need to teach, and built in our formative assessment feature right within many of those lessons within the Seesaw library. On the product front, there's been a number of key additions, including formative assessment, messaging, integrations, and admin tools, and we'll take a deeper dive into those in just a little bit. So just diving in a little bit more into some of the product enhancements here. First up, formative assessment built in right within Seesaw to quickly check for understanding, really save teachers time as they can quickly assess what their students know and what they may need to reteach as they go back. Messages really to keep everyone in the loop across the board, from teachers, students, families, administrators, and keep everyone, all that messaging right within Seesaw, everyone in the loop, scheduling announcements, sharing that out, and giving a lot of customization ability to each and every single school and district to use that as they see fit. On the integration front, since the partnership began, we've integrated with Canvas, Clever, ClassLink, many of your existing tech solutions to make the rostering process really seamless, get families into Seesaw, to load them in via Clever or ClassLink, and also launch Seesaw activities right within Canvas. And you'll see even more integrations coming soon for next year that Emily and Emily will walk through. Finally, on the admin tools front, being able to customize so many features within Seesaw to your district at a school and district level, really customizing those messaging settings and get more insight into how Seesaw is being used in your district. And there's a lot more coming there too that Emily and Emily will walk through in terms of getting insights into how Seesaw is being used. And with that, I'll pass it over to Mia to walk through some of our curriculum enhancements.
Thanks, Andrew. So as Andrew mentioned, one of the biggest updates to Seesaw has been the addition of our Seesaw library. Our library contains thousands of ready-to-teach standards-aligned lessons for pre-K through fifth grade students. And these lessons cover a number of content areas, including those that you are most focused on, like early literacy and computer science. Our early literacy content is actually based on the science of reading and allows teachers to really put that letters training, which we know that your Iowa educators are going through, into practice. So we have various collections that support those essential reading components from the science of reading, such as phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, comprehension. And the great thing about these lessons, what teachers really love about them, is that they have students practicing those skills in a variety of ways, using the tools that they have come to love, like the voice and the drawing and the video recording, and that they really are able to blend both hands-on and digital by practicing those skills both inside and outside of Seesaw to really center that learning around creation while giving those students those authentic ways to show what they know in ways that work best for them. So also, as Andrew mentioned, we do have computer science content, which is a top priority for your district. And as Andrew said, also, we partnered with your district to really develop this content to ensure that it is developmentally appropriate and it really meets the needs of your students. So during this partnership, we were intentional about designing content that, again, blends that hands-on and digital practice for students, and that incorporates those real scenarios so that students just have a deeper understanding of those critical computer science skills. So within computer science, we have a brand new coding collection that I did want to point out for 3 through 5 that we have developed in partnership with code.org. So this collection blends what teachers love about Seesaw, those multimodal tools and the interactivity of the platform with content for code.org so that students can code on code.org and then they can come into Seesaw and do what they love best about Seesaw is create and reflect using those multimodal tools. So in addition to that new collection, our computer science content really digs deep into those skills to go beyond coding. So we're emphasizing skills like digital leadership and computational thinking. We have collections centered around theme and careers in CS and so much more. For our and also finally, we have updated our standards alignment tool. And our standards alignment tool, it makes it really easy for you to search and find lessons that are directly aligned to your state standards and specific standards that are addressed in your curriculum. All right, and with that, I'm actually going to pass it over to Emily H. There's so much more coming down the pike, and she is going to talk about all that's coming ahead.
Perfect. Thank you, Mia. So educators, students, and families have always been central to our platform, and Seesaw has continued to evolve in response to changing needs and the educational landscape. We have and continue to be committed to investing resources into building enhancements that will unlock new instructional possibilities. So with Back to School 2024, We're excited to introduce a plethora of new product additions and enhancements with deep insights into student engagement and performance, admin management and integrations, plus some very exciting exclusive instructional tools and curriculum. You can extend the impact of the Seesaw Learning Loop even further. So my job today is to give a sneak peek of all the exciting releases that you will see during Back to School 2024. So let's jump into it. First, I want to focus on our new and upcoming district engagement dashboard. Our district partners and biggest Seesaw champions want to support a robust Seesaw implementation, and they've asked for deeper insights into how students, teachers, and families are engaging on Seesaw. So they want to know who's using Seesaw, how much is it being used, and what engagement looks like. Because of this top request, we have developed a district engagement dashboard that will allow admins to better understand usage on Seesaw. So I'm going to switch tabs here so we can take a look at our engagement dashboard. I will note that this is currently being developed. So some of the features I'm going to show you are actively being built, but that is why we would love your feedback. So as I'm walking through this, feel free to put in the chat what you're excited about, what you would like to see on this engagement dashboard. So as you can see, I will be able to see at a glance how my district is engaging with Seesaw. I can see teachers, students, and family members that are logging in, as well as student posts that are being created in Seesaw. I can track these trends month by month, so I can see student posts that are being created over time. I'll be able to see a usage breakdown by school and actually go into that elementary school and see those same engagement analytics broken down at the school level. I can visit teachers' classrooms, and I can see the learning that's taking place. We partnered with Learn Platform to conduct research studies on student performance with Seesaw, and we found that students score higher on tests when they have Seesaw posts with voice, video, and family visits. So you'll be able to see that metric tracked for you here. We have a new feature in Seesaw where teachers, and depending on your class settings, students can add work to a highlights folder, which is really helpful for those parent-teacher conferences. So you can collect that exemplar student work and keep it in a digital folder. Here, admin will be able to see the learning that's taking place based on what's been added to those highlighted folders. And then last, I'll be able to see what activities are being taught and where those activities are coming from, whether that's the school and district library, the Seesaw library, the community library, or my library. And last, I'll be able to track usage by teacher. So you can see who some of your power users are, how often they're using Seesaw, what school they're at. So you can really lean into those champions of Seesaw. I'll hop back over and let's hop into the next update. Coming soon, district admin will be able to select district-wide standards. So you will be able to choose which standard sets you want teachers in your district to use with Seesaw. So as a district admin, you could choose the Iowa Academic Standards, and you could add an additional standard set here, like CSTA. Once admin have set those standards at the district level, it's going to make teachers' lives a lot easier. So they're going to be able to browse and tag and rate activities in Seesaw that have that standard set that you want teachers to use. So it's really going to provide that consistent experience across schools. And it sets the stage for another dashboard that we're creating that I'll show you here in a second. So just to orient us, right now, if I go to the Seesaw library and I find a lesson, the current standards that are being displayed are Common Core standards or national standards. Here, you'll be able to see the standard set that you selected for your district. And when teachers are assigning from the school and district library or the Seesaw library, they'll no longer have to choose the standards. Those standards are going to be selected for them. They can make edits and they can add additional standards, but it's going to make teachers' lives a lot easier when it comes to assigning activities in Seesaw that have standards attached. Great. So that brings me to our other dashboard that we are creating, which is our Learning Insights dashboard. So we've also heard from admin that there's an increased need to have visibility and actionable insights into student performance on standards. Many districts are shifting to standards-based grading or assessments, and the need for access to learning insights is really critical. So we have developed a Learning Insights dashboard that allows admin to better understand how students are performing on standards. So again, let's take a look. So I'm going to switch from my engagement dashboard to my Learning Insights dashboard. And here I'll be able to see statistics like how many posts are tagged to a standard, how many of those posts have been rated or graded in Seesaw, and how many are rated at a 3 or above. Similar to the engagement dashboard, I'll be able to see that breakdown of these analytics each month. I can also, again, see the learning that's happening in my district. So I can view the standard aligned student posts. So these are posts that are tagged with standards or are auto-graded or rated by teachers. So I can click view all. I can click into that student work and I can see the tag standards and actually hear the student voice and see the learning that's taking place. Let's go back. I'll be able to see a breakdown by subject. So I can see how students are performing in ELA, math. Soon you'll be able to see a breakdown by grade, still in development. And then I'll be able to see those same insights at the school level. And again, your school level admin and instructional coaches that are on the school dashboard will be able to see the learning analytics at their school site. And then last, I'll be able to see this performance by standard. So I can click and see the most taught standards, how students are performing, how many pieces of student work are associated. And you'll notice that I have a lot of filtering options, so I can really drill into this data. Again, curious to hear your reactions, questions, thoughts in the chat. Okay. Next, this is a top request that we have been hearing from teachers and admins related to the school and district library in Seesaw. So we've heard from admins that they want flexible organization structures to meet the needs of their district. And teachers want to quickly discover the right resources that are aligned to their district initiatives. Coming back to school, you will be able to organize the school and district library into both collections and sections. So you'll see here, I can choose to set up collections that are based around grade level, subject areas, or the curriculum that my district's using. So I can add benchmark. From there, you'll be able to create sections with descriptions to further organize those collections. So this means that teachers will have access to organized, curriculum-aligned content, and it's ultimately going to save teachers time by providing those high-quality lessons in a space that teachers already utilize in Seesaw. And then last, I want to touch on our integrations. So to support a streamlined implementation, we're also expanding some of our integrations. Soon, students and teachers will be able to use single sign-in with both Okta and Microsoft. In addition, we are expanding our integrations to include a full Schoology integration. And we'll also be, let me go back one. We'll also be expanding our Canvas integration to include mobile. So that will be coming back to school as well. So I've saved the best for last, the star of the show, our lead product manager, Emily V. I want to tee her up. So we know that elementary teachers need technology tools that are developmentally appropriate for elementary learners. And teachers are looking beyond simply checking a box that they're using tech in their classrooms. They want tech tools that provide instructional experiences that are not possible with traditional pencil paper instruction. So Emily is going to give you an exclusive sneak peek into a few of our new literacy tools that will expand on Seesaw's award-winning student creation and assessment tools. And I'm actually going to stop sharing because Emily is going to do some live demoing so we can see what this looks like in product.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily. I'm our lead product manager here at Seesaw. It's really nice to get to spend some time with you all. I am going to show a few tools that we have under active development. And what I mean by that is that we are working on building these tools right now. So any feedback that you all give us through the chat or to Andrew, Mia, and Emily later, they'll pass on to the team and we'll incorporate into our product development process. A big part of what makes Seesaw's tools really work for kids is feedback from folks like you. So I'm going to share 3 of our features that are under development and will be available for this coming back to school in August. So everything that y'all are going to see here is a sneak peek and not the final way it's going to necessarily look or work, but I wanted, when Andrew offered me this opportunity, I was like, I want to get it in front of you all, especially given your focus on literacy for your for all of your districts. So here I am in Seesaw. I am signed in as a teacher and I am creating an activity for my students. This activity is going to be a reading assessment where my students will read a passage and Seesaw will review the student responses, compare it to the target passage that I provided as a teacher, and then generate some helpful reporting for me as a teacher at the class and single student level. So I have selected, y'all might be familiar with this if you're familiar with our other assessment tools, but this reading assessment will just be a new question type that you can select, put in some instructions, and then also the target passage. This will also work for shorter words and phrases too. It doesn't need to be a full passage length. And then just hit that green check to add that question to your assignment. I've already added it, so I'm just going to X out of this so I can show you all what it would look like. So this is the passage will get added here. And then the little voice recording tool for students to collect their voice. On the student side, students will be able to read that passage and record.
Polar bears are very, very large bears that live in the Arctic. The Arctic is north of the United States. Polar bears can see things very far away and they can smell things almost 1 mile away.
And what's really great about this is that this is using tools that students are already familiar with in Seesaw. This is the typical assignment flow that we already have. Students are familiar with recording their voice, and where the magic is really going to happen is on the back end for teachers. We will offer, Emily, are you seeing my tab change? I'm not sure quite how Zoom Present works.
Yeah,
okay.
It's perfect. I see you change tabs.
Okay, great. On the teacher side, they're going to get some useful reporting that really helps them see quickly at a glance who is struggling in their class and needs more support or who's doing all right. So in this activity, I had 2 different passages, and then this is the one that we were just looking at. 3 of my students have completed this assessment. And we're going to give teachers an accuracy rating. So how did the student reading compare to the target passage? And then also what was the rate of words correct per minute? 2 really common metrics that teachers are typically looking at when assessing reading fluency. And often are doing super manually today, or doing one-on-one with students, which means they can't do these assessments as frequently maybe as they would want in order to understand how students are doing in their class. We'll also offer some more detailed reporting for teachers at the, at the per student level. So this is that passage and that same student reading, same metrics for accuracy and words correct per minute, that high level at a glance data, and then a more detailed view of omissions, self-corrections, additions, and substitutions. Those metrics that teachers are typically looking for as part of a reading assessment will be available in this sort of like detailed reporting view. And then of course, teachers can just listen to that student voice right there, and kind of get a sense of how students are doing on their reading, all in one place. The next tool that I wanted to share with you all is we're gonna skip free response. That one's coming too, free response assessments, but we're gonna talk about flip card tool and then our reading scaffolding tool. So this is a tool that allows teachers to create activities where having multiple permutations of the activity would give students more practice, would give students more choice, and increase the learning value. So in this example, this is from our early literacy collection. Students are practicing blending words, and they can flip the card to get a new start to the word, and then record themselves reading and blending those words together. So they can read grow, slow, flow, row, that type of thing. Another application of this flip card tool is for English language development. This is I think a more like typical flashcard sort of model where students can see a picture of the vocabulary word and then see it written out. You'll also be able to add voice recordings onto these so we can have how this word is pronounced as well. And then students can use our voice recorder tool to finish the sentence and describe the items that they buy at the grocery store, for example. This one also has some fun applications in math. I know y'all are really focused on literacy, but this one can be great. Flipkart can be great for math facts practice. For this example is really around making this activity just a little bit more variable for students. So it's less work for teachers to create activities that keep students engaged and practicing for longer for those skills that just need a lot of practice in order for them to stick. The last tool I wanted to spotlight before I pass it back to the rest of the team is our Read to Me reading scaffolding tool. So this is a tool where we can take a passage that's been narrated. In this case, this is one of our books written by our curriculum authors and narrated. But this would also work for text blocks created by the teacher and narrated in their teacher's voice. And when Read to Me, the option is selected, we'll get an experience that looks a little something like this.
Maya, your hair is so cute, her friend Simone would say. It really is, Lynn would agree. Mrs. Johnson always noticed when Maya's mom switched up her hairstyle.
And the goal behind this feature is really to help connect the written version of the word to the spoken version of word for students. And what I really like about it is that it will work with voices that students are familiar with, their teacher's voice, or these really natural reading voices from our curriculum authors and books narrators. I have not been monitoring the chat. Emily or Mia or Andrew, are there any questions I should answer or anything I should circle back to re-show?
Not, Andrew, did you want to add anything?
There is a question in the chat. Will there be lessons or activities for students to learn how to use these new tools or use Seesaw in general?
Great question. Yeah, so in the Seesaw library, we have a collection that is really breaking down each tool and how to use it for students. That gives them opportunities to practice. We will extend that to also explain how these new tools work. We'll also have some onboarding in the product experience for teachers too that explain how to create assignments using these new tools. And so I think we'll try and have some support for both students and teachers. And then in the Seesaw library, we will have plenty of examples of applying these new tools. My team is working really closely with our curriculum team to develop these tools and then apply them to our curriculum products.
And also the team that I work on at Seesaw is the professional learning team. We are also working to create resources for teachers as well. So we will be sharing a link to a teacher resource site with what's currently available with our current tools, but that will be updated with turnkey PD kits and short videos and one-pagers to support teachers on how to get started with these tools.
Great.
Thank you so much, Emily.
Yeah, thank you. I will pass back to you. Thank you all so much.
I will take back over sharing and pass it over to Jordan.
Thank you, Emily. And thank you all for spending your time with us today. I know one of the questions probably coming up is what is pricing going to be for this upcoming contract? And going in with the same model as last time in regards to the purchasing power through the AEA. We are able to extend the per student license rate, which is currently how things are done right now. And you'll have access to everything that you've seen today as it's coming out. And the price will be $6 per student, including all instruction and insight features and content that you saw today. With that, it's an average savings of over 31% per license being part of the AEA partnership here. And then it does lock in the pricing as well for you for the next 3 years. So similar to the last contract, there's a 3-year agreement paid annually. It will be able to continue that model as well. And then one big thing to note is any non-AEA partnerships that would be required to go to our new model, which is a site-based model. So we're showing concession and kind of doing everything we can to align it very similar to what was done in the past as well. And I'm sure there will be a lot of questions on this, so we'll make sure everyone has our contact information so we can help address this on a school-by-school, district-by-district basis. And with that, Emily, I think I'm going to pass it back to you or Mia.
I can jump in here. So we are excited to support you, our Seesaw team and Stacy on the AAA team. So we actually at Seesaw, as I mentioned, we do have a site that we're going to drop into the chat. We have a specifically for teacher leaders like yourself, we have an admin resources site to support you. And this is where you're going to find those tools to help support your teachers in getting started with Seesaw. And as they are released, these new upcoming tools. So there you'll find things like quick start guides, turnkey training kits, like I mentioned earlier, short training videos. We will be hosting webinars. Those will be linked on there for you to register or your teachers to register, and a lot more. And as I mentioned, as we roll these features out, we will continue to update that site with the most current resources to support the new tools. And also make sure you contact your AEA tech consultant with any questions or implementation support that you need. So I will drop the link to these two sites in the chat for you. And now we would love to take some of your questions and your feedback. So we would love to hear any reactions, comments, feedback, questions that you have about what was shared here today.
One of the things I do want to add, though, with next steps is we will be emailing out this recording and the information with a sign-up form, and we'd like districts to commit so we know in May what districts are participating so we can get everything all lined up for the next school year, as a contract will need to be put together with the AEAs and Seesaw. Couple questions did come to me. So due to the current legislation, we are going to proceed with business as usual. And if there is some legislation that needs us to amend this partnership, and we will come up with another plan and notify all of our districts as soon as possible. But if legislation passes as is, there definitely will be a difference in this. So this opportunity will not exist as is. But yeah, be looking for an email from me. I will for sure provide it at the curriculum network meeting to get those channels. And I do have a list of all of our current Seesaw for Schools users as part of this partnership, so I will email out that list as well. Seesaw has done a great job, and Mia and that PD team gets us updates. I shared the slide deck, and I try to share that with you in a format that you can forward on to your teachers almost every month. But if you are not on that list, I will throw my email again in the chat. So just email me and I'll make sure you get on that list so you get that email. I just don't want to bombard your email. And I also want to thank those folks that are throwing in the chat your support for the AEAs. That means a lot to us.
Thank you, Stacy. Are there any additional questions that you have or reactions? What tools did we preview for you that you're most excited about or think will be most beneficial for the teachers that you work with? So, see, people are loving the running record. Yes, 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 yes. Great. Running record. Okay, common thing. Ditto. Yes. Any other feedback or questions? Excited about Flipkart. Thank you, Jessica. Well, thank you all so much for your time today. We will stick around for a few more minutes just in case there are a few more questions. We see a few of you are hopping off to run to another meeting. Before we do kind of wrap up or take any final questions, Stacy, was there anything else that you would like to add before everyone?
No, just know that we did preview this yesterday with the AEA, some AEA folks, and we will be sharing this. So your local AEAs will have this information too, to be able to help support you. One of the features that I don't know if I got called out today, was the sharing of files within Seesaw. So keeping those private and changing those share settings. And somebody mentioned, oh, this would be really great for student-led conferences. So just highlight, hey, that feature is there. I just wanted to make note. I don't know if somebody mentioned that application or not. Did you mention that, Mia?
Emily on the highlights application from the district and school level, but that's also at the teacher level. Yes, you can control those settings as well.
Yeah, and that was something some of our folks are like, teachers will love this. So I don't know if you guys are in the weeds as much as your teachers are, but just know that that's going to be something you want to highlight for your teachers, and we'll make sure we share that.
And Andrew just put that link in the chat of more about our highlights folder, which was released, I think, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Who's on it? Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. And yeah, like Mia said, we'll all be on if you have more questions. The recording, how can they access it? Everybody that registered, we will try to send that out via email, the recording, and then any notes. And I will also share it on that list. Like I said, I have all the district Seesaw contacts that are part of the partnership. So everyone will get that.
Great.
All right. Emily, you want to stop the recording?
You got it.
Dear. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful
Everyone.